Hello, here's a video for the G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra, Cobra Gunship. I'll first off let anyone that happens to be clicking on this video that I am a big fanboy of this movie. I went and saw it 3 times. I feel very passionate about this movie, even so much that I think it mostly comes from the fact that I've been collecting G.I. Joe for over 10 years now, and I know that at least that amount of time people have been waiting for a live action movie. And so the fact that we finally got one, in my opinion, is really cool. I can also appreciate and see why others aren't as happy because they have waited just as long and they obviously hoped to have seen something better. But I guess I'm too forgiving or something, but I really enjoyed the movie. I went and saw it 3 times. Went a few times with some friends. Other times I went with family members. I did it where I live now. I did it when I went on vacation. And I even got a lot of people that asked me questions. I hope I've mentioned it in my video for the exclusive Destro set, that one of the things I enjoyed about the beginning of the movie was I'm wondering how many people that I went to see the movie with and others that went to see the movie that knew nothing about G.I. Joe, what they thought of when they were seeing this medieval opening to a movie, what that was all about. Same thing with anything that happened in G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra. Many people, whether you knew the story or not, because if you're a fan and you've been following it for a while, some of the stuff we already knew going into the movie because of, the internet and how easy it is, and it just was an amazing, experience for me. So that's pretty much what I'm doing here, is going to basically not do a review of this. I'm basically just making connections between what we saw in the movie and then what we actually got in toy form. And so, from what I can tell, pretty much the shape of this vehicle is very true to what you see in the movie. I gotta kind of move these boxes out of the way. Everyone probably knows this already, but you've got the black helmet, Firefly, if you want to call him that, but basically without the helmet taken off, it's just another pilot, in my opinion. And then you've got the red helmet one there. I actually have 3 of them, but that's only because of the Toys R Us sale that they had while the movie was playing. But anyway, so yeah, pretty much the shape of the vehicle, as much as I can tell, is the same. The gun looks very accurate to what's in the movie. I think kind of the downside to this, even though this is a rather large vehicle for what it is, I wish, it's cool that they're missile launchers right here, but in the movie they show these extending much further than they do. And so it's nice that Hasbro added that effect, but it's not much of a change. So maybe I wish these went in farther, but I'm thinking the only reason they probably didn't want to do that was for maybe it being a toy. They wanted kids to be able to fire the missile, with this extended or not extended. So it's kind of cool that they have it, but really not much of a difference. Because I'm noticing when this lands in the movie, these are pretty much forward, and they have to slide back and then in almost in order to allow the cockpit to open. The other thing I remember about this, when people first saw pictures of this vehicle, was many wanted it to be a helicopter, and possibly more of a troop transport type thing, I think is what I remember. So anyone that's watching this video, if you want to go ahead and leave me a comment about what you were expecting when you first saw pictures of this online, because I'm sure some of you that are watching this are on some of the forums, and it was kind of cool. I saw one of the forums has a "What do you look like?" thread, and I know that I saw a fellow YouTuber and even a fellow subscriber in that thread, so that was pretty cool. So I don't really have a problem with this. Some people have talked about with this and then the Dragon Hawk about not being able to get their figure to sit in and then shut the cockpit. I don't have any problem with that. Mine does it fine. If yours doesn't, I said this kind of in the Dragon Hawk video, if you just bend the legs just a little bit, like that, he fits in even better in my opinion, because it doesn't make them as straight, so they're not using up as much room. So maybe that will work for you, maybe it won't. Thankfully I saw more than one person was talking about the tubes. Originally some people weren't talking about them in their videos, but I see that some people did figure out that they do go somewhere. There's the two holes on the side, and of course somebody has suggested using I want to say pliers, but of course not. Well, I guess even pliers would work, but just something to grasp them and then put them in the hole a little bit easier. But it is kind of odd that they would make that a function of the vehicle and make it, as far as I can tell, pretty hard to put them in the little holes. That's what I wanted to say. Tweezers. So yeah, use your tweezers and whatever if you have to, but it doesn't really add anything to it or really take anything away from it as far as I'm concerned. Some people think that this originally was going to be a helicopter, but I could possibly see that, but the way that they've made the top, it's basically just another vent exhaust. Maybe it's like a Volt type thing. The other thing that people talk about that's kind of a missed opportunity, I think, is the landing gear right here. Again, they show them in the movie being so much more extensive, and here it's basically seems like they're just there to keep the thing from rocking back and forth as a toy. So that's kind of a missed opportunity. And then I'll show the, like I've been doing with most of my videos, been talking about which subscriber, or not subscriber, but reviewer does the best video in my opinion. This was really cool. I learned this even before watching one of the reviewers on here because of one of the websites. But somebody who had bought this or had already figured out that you can take the Baroness, I think it's Desert Ambush as well, but you can take her or the figures and have them hold under here. But the other thing that's really cool is if you've got any of the Viper Commandos, they have backpacks as well, and you can hang them from here. I think the other thing I wish is with all this bulk, if they could have not put in the missile or bomb dropping thing and actually made this larger to hold people, because it'd be really nice if you could have Cobra Commander in here, Destro in here, and the Baroness in here versus just the two. But I saw one reviewer says you can have two sitting, and then if you really don't care, you can shove a bunch more figures in there. But anyway, unless anyone's got any more comments or questions or anything, I think I've pretty much covered it in this video. So I will see you guys all in the next one. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.